Delsu News Television. I am Faith Akotego. Delta State University holds Manifesto presentation ceremony for students aspiring for leadership positions in the upcoming Student Union Government election scheduled to hold on Friday 14th May 2021. The event, which was anchored by Dr. Ije Ikemdeling, held at SUG stand at Campus 2 of the university. Present at the event is the Chairman 2020-2021 SUG Electoral Committee, Professor Maxwell Uwegwe, who is also the Dean of Student Affairs. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Andy Eguyenga, who was unavailably absent, was represented by Dr. Emmanuel Modi, a one-time ASU Chairman, and other faculty representatives. Also present at the event is the Deputy Registrar Student Affairs, Dr. Enshe Egbedi.
And then we have a Deputy Registrar that is only in charge of students. And if you see him, if you see his size, you will be encouraged as a student. Please put your hands together for the Deputy Registrar Student Affairs, Mr. Enshe Egbedi.
The opening prayer was led by Pastor Frank Ededeji. Thereafter, the Dean of Student Affairs, Professor Maxwell Iwegwe, directed that all aspirants be given the opportunity to address the voters.
You know, when you see unionists, they push them to talk, Abi? I hope you know that. When you meet a unionist, he must push you to talk. And so, my Dean, in the spirit of unionism, as an activist that he is, I said I should give opportunities to those that want to say something, address your students, address those who are going to vote for you, and tell them one or two things in 5 minutes. I know some of you will say you are not prepared, but if you are a unionist who needs to be prepared to talk to your students, then your unionism is questionable. Am I correct? So please let us welcome the senator vying for the office of senator representing the Faculty of Science. We'd like to welcome first to speak to us in 5 minutes a student from Putney in the Faculty of Science, a 400 level student, the person of Toby Miracle. A carry handout concept. Can you imagine? Please put your hands together for our brother, Toby Miracle.
Greatest of the greatest Nigeria students. I must graduate Nigeria student. I can never be intimidated Nigeria student. Great Bosa. Alright, I stand before you as my humble self, Toby Miracle, a 400 level student of Boni Department, Faculty of Science, Delta State University, Abraka. I am vying for the position of the senator representing the great Faculty of Science at the SUG level. First of all, I want to recognize the presence of the Dean of Student Affairs. Alright, my students, I want to admonish us that as I come out for this position, I need your support. Because if you vote me in as your senator representing this great faculty, with my wealth of experience, I will ensure that every need of our students in the great Faculty of Science is met. And also, I will try my possible best that the voices of every student in the Faculty of Science is well represented or well heard at the SUG level. And I will also ensure that we make our own faculty clean, because cleanliness is next to godliness. And also, if you elect me as your senator representing your faculty, I'm going to ensure that the welfareism of our students is being taken care of. My dear students, vote for me, Toby Miracle, as the senator representing the Faculty of Science in the SUG, and you'll be happy you did so. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon everybody. Greatness. Greatness. I can never be intimidated Nigerian students. Well, I remember my very humble self, Edeibo Duke Bruba, from the Department of Biochemistry, a 400 level student. And I want to appreciate everyone for being here. It is never easy. You know, as a comrade, it is not your will to do this at yourself, is to serve the students. Well, I actually want to highlight some little factors. Some persons will tell you, I will do this, and I will do that. But I believe capacity is not
meant for you to showcase, it is meant to serve. Leadership is not called for you to show yourself and let power intoxicate you. Leadership entails service to students. And as a senator if I become the senator representing Faculty of Science, believe me, I know it is God Almighty that gives strength and enablement and grace for you to deliver. But I want to let you know that the gap between the SUG as senator, if I be voted for and emerge as the winner, I will try as much as possible to bridge that gap. And I also want to let us know that it is not of he that willeth, not of he that runneth, but it is of God in your life that showeth mercy and gives capacity to do what you are expected to do. I also want to let us know one more thing. It is not in my power as a human being to do what I'm supposed to do, but sometimes we know the circumstances of the country that it is not the way it's supposed to be. I want to let you know that the voice of the students in my jurisdiction, the Faculty of Science, will be heard, and I will make sure my capacity that everything comes good and come well. Then lastly, I want to let us know that it is good to aspire at some point. It is good to come out and say you want to lead the students, but it's also good to have the welfareism of the student at heart. It is not in my position to tell you all what I'm supposed to do as a senator, inspiring for a position if I'm voted for. But I believe with God all things are possible. Thank you very much, and I greet you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I remember myself, Mahmoud Clinton from the Faculty of Education, Science Department, Computer Science Unit at large. First of all, I'm vying for the position of Senator representing the Faculty of Education. I'm not here to say much, but what I believe is for you to represent, you must have this willingness. And for what I've seen in me, I have the capacity and the willingness to deliver my students. What I believe about Senate, the Senate coordinates the legislative activities that affect students and provide assistance to them. The role of a senator is to be primary communication between the executive, management, and the student. If I emerge as the senator representing my faculty, which is the Faculty of Education at large, what I will do is I will try to connect and link my students from the Faculty of Education to the executive house and to the management. And what I believe in politics is interest. And for what I've seen, you don't fight management, you try to lobby the management. You don't go against management rules, you lobby with them. Sir, how can this be done? How can this be done? Thank you very much. If I emerge as a senator, I'll do my best with God. Thank you.
Of the greatest Nigerian students, I want to yarn. I want to articulate. People are doing as if you are not comrades. Oh yeah, let's go. Who kill Luther? Who kill Luther? No go die better. Who kill Luther? Who kill Luther? No go die better. Who kill Luther? Who kill Luther? No go die better. Who kill Luther? Who kill Luther? No go die better. That's the spirit of a comrade. I remember my humble self, Comrade Great Itoya from the Department of Pharmacology, 300 level, under the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences. Firstly, I would give my special appreciation to God Almighty for the opportunity to have successfully gone through the first stage of the election process and being a candidate for the forthcoming election. And I'm not here to make so much promises. I'm not here to say so many things. I'm just here to tell the people I'm going in for that if I finally emerge, one of the responsibilities of a legislator is to make sure that the needs of the student is communicated to the management accordingly. We are going in to speak for the student. And I'm not coming here to just tell you that I would make sure your need is communicated to the SUG body or to the management. I'm here to tell you the medium in which I'm going to do it. For all the BAM sites in the house, if I finally become the senator-elect, I would make sure there is a suggestion drop box at the front of BMS. If you are writing, make sure you write what I'm saying and you put me to book if I don't do it. I would make sure there's a drop box in front of BMS as you are entering. And when you have any issue or anything that you think needs to be brought to the management, you can just put it down, and we would, at the end of every week, by every Friday, we'll bring these things out and we'll see how we can meet the needs of our students. We are in for the students, we are in to represent them, we are in to make sure that the welfare, the infrastructure, and everything they need to make their academic performance here in school a successful one. Great Nigerian students!
Good afternoon, everyone. Of the greatest Nigerian students, greatest BAM site, greatest BAM site. Yes. Standing before you here is Chukwusa Patrick Ipakachuku from the Department of Human Physiology, a 300 level student under the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences. I am here as an aspirant to represent my faculty, that is the Basic Medical Sciences. As a student leader, I'm not here to bore you with manifestos that does not count. But with the special grace of God, who makes everything possible, I'll try to assure you that when I am being elected as the senator that represents my faculty, I will act as a mediator between the management and the students to ensure that their opinions are well represented at the management level. Also, being a representative of my students, I will pledge to protect their interests and make everything they need to be possible. Also, academically, for us to uplift academy, because that is the paramount aim of coming to the school, I'll try to organize tutorials, seminars, and symposium to the students in my faculty across all levels to ensure that their academic levels are being met by inviting people, personnel, and people that has authorities over us to come and teach us what we don't know and something we need to know to forge ahead in our academic careers. My dear students here seated, I want to plead for your support that having been elected, I will make sure that all this which I have mentioned will be done in accordance with the will of God. Thanks.
Please put your hands together for her. This is the first lady that is standing here today.
Greatest Nigerian student, greatest Bobo, greatest Baba. Good afternoon to you all. I appreciate you for coming here today. Thank you all.
Of the greatest Nigerian student, greatest Basa, greatest Bobo. I congratulate all of you here for coming here today. Thank you all.
Of the greatest and greatest Nigerian student, of the greatest and greatest BAM site, I want to encapsulate, I want to tablet, I want to Thank you very much. I remain my humble self, Honorable Comrade Odobo David. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go over to
Greatest Nigerian student, of the greatest Nigerian student. Thank you all for coming for this manifesto presentation today. I remember my humble self, Honorable Alamaka Gift Onyinye. Thank you.
Of the greatest Nigerian students, of the greatest Nigerian students, I remain my humble self, Ejoishi Solomon, and I greet you all.
Thank you so much.
Student, I cannot be intimidated, Nigerian student. Great Bosa, greatest what? Great Nasos, great love. I remain my humble self, Elijah. Elijah Igbile, thank you.
Professor.
Greatest Nigerian student, greatest Big B, greatest Baba. I remain my humble self, Ovi. Alright, okay. Thank you guys for coming.
And of the greatest Nigerian student, great Bobo, great Baba, remain great. The greatest Nigerian student, the greatest Nigerian student, I can never be intimidated Nigerian student. I want to allow you to know something today. That PS stands for B, book, S, central, social, and C, central. If you are too heavily conscious, you become empty useless. While you are in school, also know that there are other factors involved in schooling. God bless you.
Of the greatest Nigerian students, not fake, fine girl, not fake, fine girl, not fake, fine girl, when no sabi aluta, not fake, fine girl. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Fawuru Thomas Tamabra Bondaifa from Faculty of Arts, Department of Religious Studies and Philosophy, vying for the position of the welfare. Now, one of the vital things the welfare director do is to be of help to students. If I'm elected, the student welfareism will be my utmost priority. And of course, we should know that health is wealth. One of the functions of the director of welfare is to liaise with the health committee. I will ensure that if I'm elected, all our lecture halls will be conducive for us to learn, because that's the ultimate priority why we are here in Delsu. We should take down this. We should take down this. Capacity without availability leads to futility. And so if I'm elected, I will make myself available for students. If I'm elected, I will make myself available to serve the student's body. Thank you.
Please, as they talk, if you have questions, just get ready. We will give you opportunity to ask your questions.
And of the greatest Nigerian student, and of the greatest Nigerian student, ever conscious Nigerian student, I remember my humble self, Adam Shedrack Chinedu, from the Department of Political Science, 400 level in the Faculty of Social Science. By God's grace, I'm one of the qualified candidates for the position of Director of Welfare. The truth is that the welfareism of the students is something that should be utmost paramount. So I deeply feel and gave so much thought in relation to all the executive position, and I have this so much passion in the welfareism of the student. However, in relation to the manifestos, I want to say that if I've been given the opportunity to serve, that I will relate in conjunction with the medical health center to ensure that the students, their health is being put under good control. Also, if I notice that in different faculties or departments that they lack restrooms, there are no toilets. So there was a time that some of my colleagues, when they are pressed, they find it very difficult. They don't know where to go to and relieve themselves. So I see this as something that needs to be put in place. Therefore, if I've been given this opportunity to serve, I will relate with the management to ensure that each of the faculties have these restrooms. However, for those that already have but are not being used or not being properly kept, I will ensure, as being the director of welfare, the welfare, to ensure that these restrooms are being kept well, to ensure that students can access them very well. Also, it is no longer news that the transport system in this community, Abraka, is been deteriorating. However, in the procession that held yesterday, we noticed and we heard the promise made by the management through the vice chancellor. And also, if being elected, in relation or in line with the management, we will ensure that another executive member will ensure that the transport system that is deteriorating, which ensure that it is put under control, it will be checked. Of the greatest Nigerian student, ever conscious Nigerian student, remain great.
Of the greatest Nigerian student. Of the greatest Nigerian student, first of all, I appreciate you all for coming here. I know we have different activities that we have left, and I really appreciate. So I won't say much. My name is Gregory from the Department of Human Physiology under the Faculty of Basic Medical Science. I'm one of the qualified candidates for the Director of Information in the SUG level. As we all know, Director of Information's activities is linked with disseminating information to students. So I won't come here to start making promises that won't be fulfilled, but I will just try to highlight the key things that I know that will be put in place. And I, like one of my fellow students said earlier, that if I say anything and it's not done, let me be questioned. So number one, to start with, we all know that as a director of information in the school, one of your key positions is disseminating information to students, educating students on numerous different student policies via different programs like the WhatsApp, like the Facebook, and like Instagram. We all know right from time that the only information platform that we have is only the WhatsApp. But I will make sure that I take it to another level by bringing in the Facebook, making the Facebook part active, taking it to the Instagram. We know the Instagram is the making of social media. So disseminating information is one of the key things that makes students to get from this, because there is an adage that says, when you are not informed, you will be deformed. A lot of our students have missed a lot of information since past SUG executive was dissolved. But I am saying, if I'm elected as the director of information in the SUG level, I will make sure that the information system of Delta State University, Abraka, attain another level. I will make sure that people from different universities will start putting interest. We start putting interest in. Sorry. I will make sure that different people in different universities will start making sure we. God. I don't want to start making promises. And more also, I will also make sure that if I win, if you elect me as the director of information in the SUG level, I will make sure that all the needs of the students are being met in the information system, in the information aspect. And I want to pledge, I want to beg my fellow students here to vote for me come Friday as the director of information in the SUG level. I remain my humble self again, Gregory, from the Department of Human Physiology under the Faculty of Basic Medical Science, Abraka. Great Nigerian students.
Of the greatest Nigerian student, I must graduate Nigerian student. Information is power, Nigerian student. My name is Emmanuel Madabuchi, 400 level student of Department of Education Management and Foundation, English unit. I'm running for the position of Director of Information. I have a wealth of experience. I have experience in information. For record's sake, in 2014, 2015, I started as a vendor. In 2015, in 2016, I started as a newspaper correspondent in a local newspaper. Then in 2017, when I gained admission in 2017, listen please, when I gained admission in 2017, I transferred it to a newspaper, I transferred it to a Facebook page where I report a daily activity, where I report accurate, verifiable, timely and socio-political daily activity. I have developed the following skills which earned me the title of a public affairs commentator. Then this is what I will do if I'm elected. The office of a director of information is not only the mouthpiece of every Delsu, but also the entire Delsu and environment. He is like the spokesman of the government, which which need someone who that have a knowledgeable experience. I have somebody who can defend the government and uphold the glory of the union, just like the former director of information did. I'm here to unequivocally assure you that I'm capable as an English student with a multilingual and multicultural ability to give you the accurate, verifiable, reliable, and timely information. I, Edimane Madabuchi, have been doing this for years. I've been doing this for weeks. Immediately the former director of information left or graduated. And anybody who is here present can bear me a witness. I have been reporting information immediately he left. You can bear me a witness on that. So my dear Delsu, information is power. And information is useful only when it is being understood. I, as the man and mother, have the confidence, credible, and knowledgeable, technical skills to handle this position more than anyone else. Finally, as I stated earlier, I'm a public affairs commentator and I'm a blogger. So you can imagine me becoming your next director of information. On this note, I urge all Delsu to please vote for me in the upcoming SUG election. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Alutares, Alogotaya, Alutares, Alogotaya, Alutares, Alogotaya, Alogotaya, you know Gotaya. Alogotaya, Alutares, Alogotaya, Alogotaya. Of the greatest Nigerian student, greatest Bobo, greatest Baba, standing before you, say comrade with vibrant capacity of nobody but comrade Okoro David from the Faculty of Pharmacy. I'm here to speak on behalf of the people that when I elect as the SUG Secretary General, I will make sure that I create a check and balance between the students and the school management. In such a way of providing suggestion boxes to all faculties and to all hostels, and there shall be a means of collecting your suggestion and listening management, and let's see how we can achieve a good representation of the student. Also, when I become the SUG Secretary General, I'll make sure that the money or the internal revenue generated by the SUG will be used to work on the environmental factor of the school. Because you can't go to a gathering like this where several dignitaries are here and you see can water, sachet water here. But I will make sure I provide adequate waste bins. Not only adequate waste bins, there will also be monitor and follow-up of health workers in measuring the school environment is clean. Thirdly, what I'm also going to do is that the issue of keke in the school is alarming. It's alarming in the school. I will try my possible best that I relate with the community, business owners outside the school, and school management on how we can provide more kekes to the school at Kamosu Brigade, Brigade, and everywhere in the school, thereby allowing students not to stand under sun in queue. Thank you very much. I am my humble self, Comrade Okoro David. Alutares!
And of the greatest Nigerian student, great Bibi, great Baba, inside the Luther, a gentleman no day, inside the Luther, inside the struggle, inside the struggle, and of the greatest Nigerian student, remain great. I wish to appreciate everyone here and to every lecturer and student who has taken it upon themselves to make this institution a better place. I appreciate you all. The capacity of a man is not determined by his status or size, but by the intelligent acumen embedded in him. I am Chukwuemeka Ifeanyi Jerry, a 400 level student of the Department of Political Science, Faculty of Social Science. And I'm aspiring to serve as the Secretary General of the Student Union Government. Service to humanity, they say, is the best art of life. If elected as the SUG General, I shall act upon the duties spread out by the provision of the Constitution of our Union. Creation of students, conducive learning environment, such as constant light during exam to enhance effective night classes. Putting our union secretariat in orderly manner by ensuring cleanliness for comfort and relaxation. Liaising with business centers to ease photocopy, printing, and typing of projects at minimal price within my jurisdiction. Award recognition to those who have contributed immensely to the development of this school. Whenever the need arises, I shall readily avail myself in the interest of this right. A vote for Chukwuemeka Ifeanyi Jerry is a vote for transformation, equality, accessibility, efficiency, and love. Service is the key. Chukwuemeka Ifeanyi Jerry is the servant. Let's work together for humanity. Long live Nigeria. Long live Delta State University. Long live this white. So happy God. And of the greatest Nigerian student. Of the greatest Nigerian student. Remain great.
But yet, you deem it fit to be here present. I really want to appreciate you, because if we had come and there was no one sitting down, it would have been a fallout. So thank you very much. And it's no news that the position of the Vice President went unopposed. It's not really something that I'm coming here to brag about. It's actually not an easy one. I had opponents, very tough one, but we later come to agreement. There's a saying that says you disagree to agree. We are sisters, we are one. So they agreed and they gave me this opportunity to go ahead and serve. So I'm very, very privileged. I'm very, very opportune. I'm lucky to be given this opportunity. And I want to plead to all those whites that by the grace of God, I will try my best not to fail. I know a lot of people are looking up to me, and I'm just human, but I will try my best not to fail you, especially those that made the sacrifice of sending me to go and represent them. Now, as the Vice President of Delta State University, I know it's not going to be an easy one, but then I actually wanted this. I went for it. So I believe with the help of the students, the help of the management, we will be able to make Delsu great. And one of the things I'm actually looking up to, aside the fact that I will be working hand in hand with Mr. President and other executive members and the management to make sure that Delsuites are well represented, and also the management to also represent Delsu in and outside Delsu. I would like to tell you that I'm open to opinions. I'm open to suggestions. So if anyone see any kind of thing that will know that we do to move Delsu forward, you are very free to approach me. And also one thing I want to look forward to is creating room for more participation of female students in leadership in this school. A lot of females are not getting involved in politics. They feel like politics is a game of anybody getting into politics, it has to be with exchange of one thing or the other. That's not true. Everybody is free to aspire. As a Delsuite with a good CGPA and good security record, you are eligible to contest. And nobody should intimidate you because you are a lady. You don't have the right to contest. So I look forward to having a smooth administration in the 27th Assembly. Thank you very much.
The 001 from Computer Science, Nukolo Ogelaya Solomon. Give it up for your president.
And of the greatest Nigerian students, I must graduate Nigerian students. I must pass my exams, Nigerian students. A luta continua, victoria acerta. A luta continua. Where are my comrades in the house? Inside the struggle, a gentleman no dey oh. 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 Greatest Nigerian students, I remain my humble self, Right Honorable Solomon Mukolo, and I'm here to give a conviction, a cause, and a proper justification for the reason why I wish to be your president. To the best of my ability, I believe I have gained the experience as I served as the Speaker of the 26th Assembly, Delta State University. I believe that during the process of being Speaker, I went on different advocacies, different dialogues with the management to be able to better the lives of Nigerian students. We did not go to fight policies. We only went there to advocate for our rights. And I believe as your president, your interest is my interest. Your matter, now my matter. I believe as your president, after my inauguration, together we shall make Delsu great again. Together we shall bring back Aluta to Delsu. Unionism will be back to Delsu. Delta State University is not a convent. We will bring back the social life of Delta State University. We will organize inter-campus competitions. The sport activities in Delsu will come back to life. The days of I'm a comrade by name is over. If you are a comrade, you must show capacity. You are here to show capacity. And I believe together we can lead Delsu to a greater place. But how do we achieve this? I'm not saying I'm going to come and I'm going to change all the policies that have been there. We are going to make them better to favor the students. The time of having classes in a rainy classroom is over. The time of no light in school campus is over. The time of no more campus activities is over. Greatest Nigerian students. The key word I always use is together. It is not I that will do it. It is you and I. Your contribution is needed. And I will play my part. Play your part and together we will make Delsu great again. And of the greatest Nigerian student, I must graduate Nigerian student. Big bossa for you. Bossa! 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 Great Nigerian student! Great Nigerian student! I must graduate Nigerian student! I
I thank everybody. My name is Ali Isioma Daniel, 300 level, Department of SLT, Faculty of Science. Thank you so much. And of the greatest Nigerian students, great Nigerian students, great Bazaar, great Bazaar. My name is Newton Imudia from Pure Chemistry Department, 400 level, and I'm going for the position of the Director of Finance. I would like to thank every one of you for coming here, making our time out of your busy schedules to be here. And I would like to inform us that in this administration, we'll make sure that every cash that comes into the union's account is well accounted for. We would like to know that there will be fair transparency within the government. Great Nigerian students, great Nigerian students. Life for Delsu. We will help you to socialize and to read well. The colony, Thank you. Of the greatest Nigerian students, of the greatest Nigerian students. Well, I don't know this matter since now. We don't come. Now to revive this now, we come for. You understand now? Well, I don't know, Abi. Together we'll make this suitable again. Two of us. Thank you very much. My name is Tikolomi Roma from Educational Management and Foundation, English Education Unit 200. God bless you.
Meanwhile, some aspirants were not available at the Manifesto presentation ceremony for diverse reasons. The event was brought to an end with a prayer from Ms. Ellen Obizo, a student from the Department of Political Science.
The student union government is elected to represent the interest of the students. The number one duty of the student union government is to give proper representation to the students. And I believe in my time, working alongside the constitution, we'll be able to carry out an independent function as a student union government and not to the dance of the management. But trying to achieve this is not saying we are going to engage in riots and protests and so on. But through proper advocacy and dialogue, we'll be able to carry the cries of the other state university students to the management.
And that's the news hour on Delsu News Television. Till I come your way again, I am Faith Akotego.